All right, action.
I am a veteran of the Army National Guard,
of the United States Navy,
the United States Air Force,
of the U.S. Army,
And I am a veteran of the American War in Vietnam.
and I've been a member of Veterans for Peace
for 2.5 years.
15 years.
Close to 30 years now.
for about a month now.
for over 1 year.
An active member for 20 years.
We as military veterans do hereby affirm our greater responsibility
To serve the cause of world peace. To this end, we will work with others both nationally and internationally
To increase public awareness of the causes and costs of war.
to restrain our government
From intervening overtly and covertly in the internal affairs
of other nations.
to resist racism and repression in our home communities,
to oppose the militarization of law enforcement,
To end the arms race,
To reduce and eventually eliminate nuclear weapons.
to seek justice for veterans and victims of war.
To abolish war as an instrument of national policy.
To achieve these goals, members of Veterans for Peace pledge to use nonviolent means
and to maintain an organization that is both democratic and open.
With the understanding that all members are trusted to act in the best interests of the group.
For the larger purpose of world peace.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Let's go scrolling. Here we go. Ready, get set, action.
We will use our anger at injustice as a positive, non-violent force for change.
We will approach every encounter with fellow members and the public with positivity and mindfulness.
And with the assumption that concerns raised are coming from a positive place.
And present a learning opportunity.
Our attitude,
As conveyed through our words,
Symbols and actions.
Will be one of openness, friendliness,
and respect towards all people we encounter.
All members have an important role to play in Veterans for Peace.
Regardless of previous military rank, branch, or combat experience,
We will respect one another as equal parts of a whole.
we will not assault verbally, in person, or online anyone,
To include fellow members and those who oppose or disagree with us.
Even if they assault us.
This does not preclude a member's right
To defend themselves
against a physical attack.
In keeping with our commitment to achieving our goals through nonviolent means,
there is an expectation that members will not carry weapons with them.
to Veterans for Peace events,
Or while representing Veterans for Peace.
regardless of the laws in their location.
We will follow the directions of designated coordinators.
During public actions,
organized on behalf of Veterans for Peace.
We'll use democratic principles within our organization to ensure an open, fair, inclusive, and transparent environment.
We will speak as members of Veterans for Peace.
But not for Veterans for Peace.
unless designated as a spokesperson for Veterans for Peace.
all members are free to speak for themselves or on behalf of their chapter as appropriate.
Sexist,
Racist,
Homophobic,
Ageist,
transphobic,
Gender discriminatory
and all other discriminatory language and actions
are common within the military.
They are not acceptable within Veterans for Peace.
our words and actions will maintain
The political and financial independence of Veterans for Peace.
To achieve the above goals, we will also engage in active listening,
that is, fully concentrating on what is being said,
Rather than passively hearing the message of the speaker.
I can find their mics. There they are. They're on. Hello, my name is Jules. Welcome to the Gamers for Peace Twitch channel. My name is Jules again. I am a veteran for peace. I am a gamer for peace, and Gamers for Peace is one of the programs done by Veterans for Peace. VFP is a group of anti-war veterans and allies just working to end war in the world. And Gamers for Peace is a group that is dedicated to speaking truth to war in digital spaces in order to counter military recruitment. Because the recruiters all started esports teams, and they're all forming parasocial relationships with 12-year-olds now. So we're trying to bump up against that a little bit with a little bit of speaking truth to war. So like I said, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran of the imperialist war in Iraq. Not proud of it. In fact, I feel deep shame for it. And one of the things that I do to repay my cosmic debt is participate in organizations like Veterans for Peace. So that's why I'm here. I'm gonna be your keeper for the evening for this game of Call of Cthulhu. And now I am going to let my players introduce themselves. I am gonna pass it to Plantifa, and you pass it on when you're done, Plantifa.
That's me. I also go by Katie. I'm a Marine Corps vet, so I also participated in imperialism. Boo. But I don't like how the military, particularly the Army and the Navy, are recruiting on Twitch. It's pretty insidious and a little bit gross. Not a huge fan. Don't like it. So I do this instead and enjoy playing games with these folks instead of, doing a colonization. I'll pass it over to Kat. Similar name.
Thanks, Katie. My name's Kat. While I'm not a veteran, and sometimes I don't want to change lanes. I don't want to, I want to stay in my own lane. I am very involved in, social justice throughout the world, social justice here in my town. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, which lots of you might know is Military City, USA. We have a lot of people here. And I do see a lot of homeless veterans, and it's a really tough thing to see that we, on one hand, will try and tell people, oh, you served our country, thank you so much, we glorify you. And then at the next second, we're going to turn around and then drop you, when you need us the most. So yeah, definitely here supporting what you guys are doing. And I will pass it on to Baron.
Hey y'all, Baron, use he, they pronouns. I'm a Navy veteran, also participated in the imperialism and trying to repay a little bit of that cosmic debt as well. Getting involved with Veterans for Peace and hanging out and playing games with some cool folks too. And I'll pass it on to Lincoln.
Yeah, thanks, Baron. I'm Lincoln, he, him. And I am also a lifelong civilian, but, tremendous respect for the role that veterans have played in peace movements and their anti-imperialist, anti-colonial efforts. So very happy to be here and participate in all this. And Charles, I believe you are the next one up.
Thank you. Phonic Proteus, aka Charles. Also a civilian myself. Also a longtime keeper of Call of Cthulhu. This is my first time ever playing.
Nice.
Very cool. So we're going to do one more go round. I am going to start with a couple of little disclaimers. Ones I've already given to our players, but we also want to give them to our audience. So Call of Cthulhu is a purposefully disturbing game that often involves body horror, and each character has sanity points that they can lose over the course of the game. So, mental health issues, including hallucinations, are often a part of the storytelling. In addition to that, the specific story we are playing tonight will explore issues around land and water and the effects that humans have on them. Do all of the players consent to those themes tonight?
Consent.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
There we go.
So I also like to use a mechanic called an X card. Even though we've agreed to explore these themes together tonight. Something that might happen that you are just like not okay with. And if that happens, we still want to keep you in the game. What we do is we use an X card. You can either write an X on a piece of paper. I'm a big fan of, you can also just make an X with your hands or your arms. Can everybody show me what that might look like for you so that I can see it on the screen? Cool. So I have also dropped my cell phone number into the chat on Zoom for our players, not for y'all audience, just for us. So in goodness forbid, you are more than welcome to, we can pause the game at any time. You can give me a call and we can talk about it. Consent is key for this kind of stuff. So we use that mechanic. Now, we are going to do one more. By the way, I forgot you were such a keeper, Charles. My rules light version, I'm not even sure if I'm using the right rules for Call of Cthulhu. I just really love the world. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we're telling a story together in the world, I'm happy. I just hope it's not annoying to you.
Oh no, I fully hold the opinion, never let rules get in the way of a good story.
All right, I love that.
Rule of cool.
All right, cool. So we're going to do one more go round. I'm going to start by reading the synopsis. Modern day. You are all employees or family members. We have one teen child of one of our players who is an employee of the Government Accountability Project. This is not a government agency. It is an organization that advocates for whistleblowers. GAP has sent you all to look into the environmental impacts of a local military base, Camp Bullard, in South Texas. GAP is representing a whistleblower named Sarah Tenayuka. She was assigned to the base. She witnessed a horrifying disregard for the local population. She went AWOL about a week ago. She intends to release her information to the public soon. You have been asked to do two things. Assess the extent of the effect of the military base on the local population, and find character witnesses who may speak on Sarah's behalf. You arrive in town with a single contact. Her name is Specialist Andrea Weisner, and you are going to meet her at the Cotton Cafe. We'll start with Plantifa. Tell me about your character.
Okay. My character just got food, so that's what happened.
Nice.
My character is Claire Valterine. She's a criminal defense lawyer. She is former military. She used to be intel and became disillusioned with the futility of counterinsurgency efforts. Kind of started to see the insurgents as activists just trying their best and maybe using, maybe not the same methods as she would, but still doesn't really seem to be, needs to be as demonized as they were.
Mm-hmm.
And so she used a GI Bill and Voc Rehab to get a criminal law degree. I specialize in activists who are charged with crimes as a result of actions, whether they're protests or something more spicy. I started out in Denver, but now I actually practice federally, and I focus on defending those who do actions against federal agencies and corporations. I do have a son. I had him while I was still in the military, so that's where that came from. Father is not in the picture because I'm gay now, so.
Ha! Yes! I love it!
Oh, I'm passing it, right? Why don't you know what? Let's go to Charles. Let's go to my son.
Okay. You said the last name was Valterine?
Yes.
Okay.
It can be different. It's allowed to be different. Like I said, father's not in the picture. I'm single.
Okay.
Oh, so yours can be different.
Just to keep life simple, we can keep the same last name. You mentioned
What a
being
feminist.
in.
I said, what a feminist.
And you mentioned being in Denver, so I assume moved around a lot. Okay. And I guess in this case, am I coming along just because, like, where else am I going to be, or
because got called up suddenly and had no childcare?
I will do my best not to be baggage.
Our last teenager was definitely not baggage, so I'm sure you can do that.
Yeah, I assume I'm on my smartphone of choice, headphones on most of the time.
What's your name?
Let's just go with Thomas.
Thomas Voltairine.
Voltairine. I'm writing this down.
Yeah, it might be helpful if you remember your own name.
Yes.
I gotta say, we're going less subtle than last time around.
That's true.
It's been a while since I've been a teenager, so I'm digging through the dusty attic of my mind trying to remember what it was like.
All right,
you're angry all the time and you don't really know why.
Yeah, it's sort of like there's probably all these various traumas that I'm in no way equipped to deal with, but like they're just background noise.
I mean, if it's now and you're a teenager, if you're a sophomore, that means when you were in your last year of middle school, you experienced a global pandemic. So.
That's true. So yeah, my worldview is framed by kind of like things were already difficult because I was already a confused hormonal teenager, and then I began to live through an event of historical significance.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm just mostly on my phone all the time.
All right, you want to go next, Kat?
Sure, yeah. Okay, so this is my first time playing Call of Cthulhu, but I'm, experienced in some other role-playing games, so I hope I'm gonna do everything right. I know I got character good. So I'm playing Lillian Connolly, or you just call her Lily for short. She's an environmental lawyer, ex-Army Intel also as well. She's an only child. She grew up on a small ranch outside of Devine, Texas. Her mom, Charlotte, but everybody called her Charlie for short, was a rodeo champion. She was a barrel racer. And her father, Daniel, or just Danny, he's just your standard rancher. She always wanted like brothers and sisters, and she would always like nag her parents, like, why don't we have a bigger family? And it was always kind of like a sore subject. And she later found out that it's because her parents had continuously tried to have more children, but her mother suffered miscarriages over and over and over again. And when she was 17, her mom got pregnant again, and they thought that she was going to be able to carry the child to term, or carry the baby to term. And unfortunately, she didn't, and both the mother and the baby died. And so Lily lost her mom when she was pretty young. As such, she was pretty close to her dad. And she also really wants to have a big family to kind of make up for that fact, but she's afraid that she's going to suffer some of the same fates as her mom. She went to UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio, graduated in 2012, and then she joined the Army as an officer, like right after graduation, and was recruited into intelligence. So as such, she's seen some of the worst things that the U.S. is capable of doing. And she ended up serving for 5 years. She was working at Camp Stanley, and there was a massive explosion, which ended up leading to her having total hearing loss in her left ear and partial hearing loss in her right ear. And the way I kind of think of it, kind of out of game, is, and I said this to Jules, is kind of like Hawkeye, but not like the Avengers Hawkeye, not like Alan Alda Hawkeye. As such, she received a medical discharge from the Army. Which was great for her because she was really disillusioned from all the stuff she had seen already and was ready to GTFO. There was an investigation into the explosion, but it was kind of like all kind of hush hush. And the things that were revealed were that the investigation revealed that the explosion was caused by improper storage of dangerous chemicals, and it was deemed an accident. And then that, plus some of the classified things that are kept at Camp Stanley, no change was implemented to prevent such tragedies, such disasters from occurring. And so it was just sort of left, and then they kind of swept it under the rug. She went ahead and attended UT Law School, it started in 2018, graduated in 21 though, because of COVID. It interrupted her last year. She chose environmental law as a direct result of the explosion, and also kind of coupling it with growing up on a ranch. And it's a small ranch. And so seeing how these larger ranchers would come in and try and take over the things that her father, who just had a couple of cows, was trying to take care of. She wants to make sure she holds governments and companies accountable for the negligence that leads to certain ecological disasters. And then a side note, she is afraid of tornadoes because she watched Twister and then directly after that watched The Wizard of Oz when she was way too young.
Okay. That is perfect. I love it. Tell me the name one more time.
Lily Connolly, or Lillian, but Lily is for short.
Connolly. All right.
Awesome. I'd like to suggest something we did the last time around, that the duration of the game, we change our Zoom handles to our character names. It will really help us keep track of each other.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Lincoln. Why don't you tell us about your character too, Lincoln?
Okay, yeah. So my character is Linus McMurphy. He's early mid 40s, and he's an environmental chemist. He used to work for the EPA, but he got really frustrated, felt like not really doing as much as they should be in terms of like actual environmental protection. And somewhere in the last year, he did a whole lot of soul searching and maybe some like moderately racist cultural appropriation kind of spirit journey stuff that like it's bad. But as part of that, he had he had some psychedelic experiences that he's never done before, and as part of that, he had a strong premonition of his own impending death. And that was when he decided this has got to stop. He quit his job, and that's when he joined the government accountability project, try to grew up conservative Christian, but wandered away from that like college time. So he's disavowed a lot of that, but there's some lingering parts, and he has this feeling of, well, I think I better get right with God, and this is part of that.
Sounds like me about the time when I joined the military. I can identify with this character.
All right, yeah. Well, so that's what he's doing here, and he still has the strong like premonition thing going, and he also has gotten really into like conspiracy theories and urban legends and stuff, not necessarily believing in them necessarily, but he's got fascination with them. That's where he's at.
All right, cool. Thank you, Lincoln. All right, Baron, you're our last character.
Hello, I am Vimothy von Vaporwave.
Vimothy?
You can call me 3V for short. Use they, them pronouns. I'm 24 and thriving in my N-Prim accelerationist era. During a 7-figure internship at my daddy's oil company, I saw firsthand that humans are all that's wrong with the world, and this planet will not be able to heal until it rids itself once and for all of the humans that infest its surface. So after I gained some valuable skills and inside knowledge, like operating expensive, heavy machinery, I walked off the job after 3 days and regularly spend daddy's ill-gotten gains on more, let's say, eco-friendly endeavors.
Incredibly based.
Wow. That's fabulous. Okay. So, you guys are in a rental car together. Big one. Whether that's an SUV or van, whatever. You're in a rental car together and about to pull up to this little cafe in this little town. And you are going to hear this as you pull up. Give me a thumbs up if you hear the audio. Come on, start. Now I can't hear it. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. We have to put it on monitor. That's what it
Aaron,
is.
can you remind me what I know? I remember Vimothy Von Vaporwave, but what can we call you for short?
I put it in the chat for you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
I'll change
3V. Got it. Love it.
All right, let's see if we can actually hear
Can
the
you
audio
and
this time.
Proteus also change your Zoom handles?
To your character names on
Yeah.
Zoom. I'll give you a minute to do that.
May I have a spelling of our last name?
Just look at Plantifa's Zoom. Oh.
The name is taken from a real person, so if you were inclined to look that up, have fun, but that's how you spell it.
All right, let's try this sound one more time. Give me a thumbs up if you hear audio. Still nothing?
I hear faint.
Is it
Sheriff!
come in?
Hey, Sheriff! I need to talk to you. You need to do something about this.
What is it this time, Earl?
Come and take a look at this.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck is that, Earl? Oh my God, the stench.
I'll tell you what it is. Somebody came on my land last night. They're lucky I didn't wake up and deal with them the way we deal with trespassers in the country. I woke up this morning and found my livestock in a pile like this, all burned by my pond. I paid money for this livestock. What am I supposed to do now?
You said you just found this? How do you know someone trespassed?
Well, how the hell else would it have happened? You need to do something about this right now, or I'm going to get one of my guns out of the truck, and I'm going to deal with it myself.
Shit, Earl. You have to bring your gun in every conversation? Damn. Why don't you calm down a little bit? Have a cup of coffee and talk to me about this.
Fine. And the two of them start to walk to the building next door to the diner, and you have arrived.
Well, that was concerning.
Burned livestock.
I mean, I know I get really snarky with some of my knowledge about animals, but usually that does not happen unless you're having a cookout. And this does not sound like he was having a cookout.
Yeah, from the city, sorry.
I remember. We'll get you good ribs. Don't worry.
Thanks.
Bad sign is what it is. Bad sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say I like it. Should we, I don't know, do we want to talk to this person? Or should we go eat first?
He mentioned it smelling. Jules, can we smell it?
You can smell, the truck is sitting right next to where you parked.
Okay. So. It smells pretty bad?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to have food in my stomach when I go near that closer. So.
Fair.
I mean, I know we're supposed to meet up with Andrea, but I mean, can we contact her and ask her if we can push it back like 5 minutes? Does anybody have her number?
I don't see why not. We can have someone wait for her too, if we can't contact her.
I can wait by the door and just like look out.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Maybe.
All right. So should the rest of us go? Talk to this random person, Earl?
Yeah, let's go talk to Earl. I want to find out more about his livestock issue.
I have a lot of questions, but I won't bombard him.
Mm-hmm.
While they are talking, can I don't know if it's technically rubbernecking if it's happening in a parking lot, but just pretty shamelessly look at what has transpired in the bed of the truck.
Okay.
Please
just sort
do.
of this is my first exposure to the country, and wow.
So you're gonna look in the back of the truck, like you're gonna pull the thing back and look underneath it.
Just be discreet.
Okay.
I will attempt to be discreet, but my curiosity has gotten the best of me. I assume on the way I was reading a well-thumbed copy of Roadside Geology of Texas, and this is way more exciting.
Okay. You're going to need to roll me a sanity check.
Uh-oh.
Already?
Wow.
That's how it works.
Fair. I walked into that. D100?
Yes. Percentage trying to roll low.
29.
Okay, you're okay. You won't lose any sanity points for this, but you see multiple birds, guineas, and chickens that are just sort of like melted together. There's no kind of charring or anything like that. It looks like the flesh just melted together. There's a couple squirrels in there, maybe a neighbor cat, just like random animals.
Ooh.
Just pile of flesh, all clearly dead.
It got worse the more you spoke.
No.
I will just okay, that's my fault.
Sweetheart, what'd you see? You look a little white as a ghost.
I will summarize I guess sort of as quietly as I can, because I'm sure the farmer would not appreciate some, snot-nosed kid looking at his dead animals. But yeah, I will just describe it's like they're melted together. It's like gross, incredibly gross, impressively gross, actually.
Impressively gross. I love it.
Oh my god. Well, that's weird.
I'm gonna be off quesadillas for a while.
Yeah, I can't blame you there.
I kind of just wanted to get an idea of what they were. Maybe we do go talk to Andrea first, and then we try and talk to Earl.
Fair enough. Feeling a little weary about Earl now.
Yeah, thanks for looking into that, Tommy. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that you went through that, though.
I mean, if I don't know. I feel like it would have been worse for me if I didn't look, but I don't know.
Okay.
All right, so we're entering the diner now?
Indeed, we are.
All right. You see a 20-something young woman in military uniform. What's the ugly blue Air Force one that they wear now? That one.
Class A's?
No. They had like blue BDUs there for a while. Anyway, it doesn't matter what
the Navy did.
it is. She's in a utility uniform of some kind, but definitely military. Sitting by herself at a booth, and there are various other people around, just sitting at tables and at the bar and stuff. It's a little diner.
Claire's gonna sit down and say, "Your uniform. That's a choice. How are you?"
Yeah, we we don't really have much choice in the matter. So here I am.
Do you have to wear it all the time?
No, I mean I'm on lunch from a shift right now though, but
Okay. That's a fair explanation. I'll leave it be.
I mean, I can see on your name tag your last name, so I'm assuming you're our contact.
Yeah. They the guy called me and said some people were trying to help Sarah and asked if I could help in any way, and I said yeah. I said I would be here. So
Quick
here I
tip,
am.
use normal words like friend. We want plausible deniability here, okay?
Okay. My friend.
We're meeting our friend here.
Yeah.
Only criminal conspiracies have contact.
Right. Right. I'm, kind of fresh out of law school. Still getting my bearings straight.
You'll learn one day, don't worry.
Well, yeah, when was the last time you saw Sarah?
It was about a week ago.
I mean, does she normally is she the kind of person that would disappear like that for like a week?
No, not at all. I mean, that's not something that would normally happen, but a lot's happened with Sarah lately, so she's going through some stuff. So,
what do you mean by that?
Well, she got stationed here as like a compassionate reassignment because her grandma lived in town and she was sick, and so that was last year. But Sarah's grandma died, so I wouldn't have thought she would go AWOL, but she's probably on a bender or something. I don't know.
Does she drink a lot?
Don't we all?
Fair.
Yeah, not gonna lie, man. Dumb question.
I love Tommy's reaction.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah, this is all new to me. It's cute though. I like the cafe.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's a small town, It's not much happening here.
When did her grandma die?
Gosh, right before, Sarah, I haven't seen her basically since the day her grandma died. That was when I last saw her, so just about a week ago.
A week ago, like around the same time she dropped off.
Yeah.
In contact.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're all assuming, she's just her grandma died and it sucks and she's dealing with that,
Yeah.
I mean, clearly our superiors are not happy about it, but.
And she told you that her grandma died?
No, her grandma definitely died. There are not that many people in this town. So, yeah, she's definitely dead.
So she lived here before being assigned here?
Yes, her grandma lived here. Yeah.
Does she have any other family in town? Does Sarah have any other family in town?
No,
or,
it was just her grandma. It was
Okay.
just her grandma. Her grandma had older siblings, but they've all passed.
Okay.
Were you and Sarah close?
I mean, as close as you get on a small base, and also 2 women. So, I mean,
What's she like?
She was really cool. She was cool. She would hang out. She was fun. Always smiling. I mean, or at least that's the way it started,
This might be a little crass, but do you know how her grandma died?
Not really, but I mean, I'm just assuming. I mean, she was real old, so I mean, she wasn't like. I mean, she was still spry, but I don't know. I assume people have like strokes or whatever. I don't know. Her body's still at the fucking funeral home. They don't know what to do with it because Sarah ain't here.
What was her grandma's name? Do you know?
Jules is cursing you right now.
Amalia.
Amalia?
Yes.
Just so we can check her out at the funeral home. You know, it's weird to walk in and say we're here about Sarah's grandma.
Yeah.
You said that your superiors, weren't happy, and I know that if somebody's late for shift or anything, shit can hit.
Well,
the
she
fan,
hadn't been late. She has not been to a shift in a week.
Right.
So they are fucking pissed. Yeah.
Okay, so it seems like that's the cause of it. It's not something they're like mad at something else that she did or anything.
No, it's. She did her work same as I did.
Were there any issues with her at work before she disappeared? Beyond the normal, I hate my life stuff. Has she not shown up? Has she gotten in trouble like a whole lot before she left? Something like that.
She definitely started getting kind of mouthy with the officers and with the scientists, and they didn't really like that very much.
What do you do? Oh, sorry.
We're both we're just guards. We do military police. We patrol the outside of the base, make sure nobody can get in, that kind of stuff. Security.
Do y'all have clearances?
Yeah, but it's not much. It's like the minimum, We're not like, there's plenty of areas where we aren't allowed, unless there's an emergency,
Speaking from experience, I can imagine the two of you spoke a lot about things that you both were displeased with when it comes to stuff going on the base. But is there anything particular that you would talk about that stands out to you? It seems like it might have been weighing on her mind more than just all the usual stuff.
She definitely felt like the base being here was like, it was hurting isn't the right word, having a negative impact, like the base showing up here hasn't been good for this town. She knows this town. Her grandma lived here when she was growing up. She didn't grow up here, but of course she visited her grandma, and she doesn't feel like, she feels like they're fucking up her grandma's town, and she's just not happy about that.
I can imagine a number of different ways that might be doing that. Did you talk about specifics?
Sure. We both did. There's a bunch of fucking young 20-something military dudes sniffing around all the fucking high school girls. There's, the work they're doing. And
what can you tell me about the work they're doing?
On the base? Not much. Like I said, I don't have a very high clearance, but you hear people talk in the chow hall or whatever, but I don't really know. I know it's a bunch of scientists who are not military, but like have like government like clearance for like intelligence shit, right? But like, I don't know. They're not actually military, So it's a mix of military folks and civilians who are scientists and doctors and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is this your first assignment, or have you ever been stationed anywhere else?
I've gone other places. I was gate guard before.
Any like things that jump out at you as being wildly different between previous
Well,
assignments
having it
versus
being
here.
in the middle of fucking nowhere is one thing. You know, I've definitely worked at more mainstream bases, and it's like a brand new base. We call it a base. It's really a camp. It's not that fucking big, and it's not like government buildings. You know, there was an old very long dry oil well that used to be here in this town. You hear people talk about how the town used to be so big back then and now it's nothing. But, the buildings that existed for that have been long abandoned, that's where we've set up our base. So it's not like we came to a place and built a base. We just set the fuck up and did it,
Can I convince her to give me a list of her chain of command?
No.
Damn. I have persuade as a skill. I'm very persuasive.
You know what? If you fucking roll real good, maybe.
All right.
Okay, so persuade for that's a percentage trying to roll low.
Okay.
We'll make her think of names.
29.
Sorry, go ahead.
29.
Nah, she ain't gonna tell you.
Darn. All right. Well,
it had to be less
I
than
tried.
2.
Yeah, probably. Well, a lot of that is public information, so I can just go find it. It's okay.
I mean, she's already telling you more than she should, but still.
That's true. I recognize that.
So while the grown-ups are having their conversation,
okay,
I'm just gonna be like on my little phone, looking up, as I'm pretty sure this town is probably not large enough to have its own subreddit, but I'm just looking online for like rumors or weird TikToks or videos or just anything specifically about the melted animals thing. Like, I'm definitely hyper fixated on this, possibly to an unhealthy degree, but also I want to learn more, like, is it just happening here or are there other places? Or is this the first time it's happened here?
Claire is gonna peek too, like at the phone, realizing that he's looking that up, and like kind of just give like an approving nod, but also
like I will definitely
we're gonna
away
pretend
briefly, but
yeah. I'm gonna give an approving nod though, like I've taught you well, but also I'm oblivious to the fact that this might be unhealthy.
Okay.
Knowledge is power.
So
right.
What is the skill you have, friend?
I guess in this case, computer use.
Go ahead and roll me a percentage trying to roll low.
Oh, 6.
Goddamn. Okay.
Okay.
You find a TikTok made by
fuck yeah.
teenagers that it looks like they were doing a sketch that they made up about a meteorite falling from the sky. And the meteorite is like a kid with like a flashlight, and then it crashes and they're all like, whoa. And in the dialogue, this thing, it's not that long, but right after that, in the TikTok, they talk about melted animals. They don't actually, you don't actually see anything on screen, but they talk about it. And this is a sketch, but like, it's really weird that they would talk about this too. And it's teenagers who live in this town. Ooh. It doesn't have their names or anything, but they say the name of the town.
I personally don't know enough about TikTok to know if you could directly message someone.
You can.
You can.
Okay, cool.
If you're following them and they're
if
following
you're
you,
following
I think,
them
right?
and they're
Yeah.
following, well, it depends on how popular they are.
Wait,
some people have it.
Do
yeah.
they
So
have
how
to
many
follow you back?
No, if it's like a small, like if you're like a big creator, then yes.
But if
you're a smaller creator, okay, so it's a smaller creator.
They have to follow you back. Okay.
I'm learning so much. So I will, in fact, I guess, yeah, I will follow and then just like quickly blast off a message just going like, hey, that seems really cool. Like, what was your inspiration for this? I don't know if I could fast talk my way through a text message, but
you can also like you can comment on the video.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to direct message them.
Well, but I specifically want to see if I can get more information
Then you can probably comment, be like,
I guess, yeah.
Hey, this is super cool. Can you DM me or something like that? And that way
There
you
we
put
go.
the ball in their court.
Okay.
What they said.
So you can't roll your way through the next step. You have to
I figured,
wait for them to
Yeah.
follow you back or see the comment or something like that. But this is a very good start. I like that a lot. How about you, Baron? What you doing?
Mostly sitting and waiting for it all to be over, but
Okay.
I'll
True
I'll invite
anarchist.
Andrea for a couple of drinks later.
Okay. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. So
Fair
y'all are
enough.
all sitting at the table. How
think
many
if,
of you are there now? It's like 5 or 6. So you're all kind of like pushed into this little booth.
Yep.
And a lady comes over and says, "Hi, my name's Leslie. I'm gonna be your waitress. Y'all need an extra chair? Can I get y'all started with some drinks?"
So coffee.
Coffee. All right.
Yeah.
Coffee. 2 coffees. Anybody else?
Just a swig of vodka, please.
Sweetie, if we had
Or is
vodka,
this
I'd be drinking it too, but we do not.
is this a dry county that I've heard so much about?
No, we are not a dry county, but this is a diner. Not
dry like that. We all should get some waters though too.
Okay.
Gotta hydrate.
Okay.
That's fine.
Fine.
All right. Anything else? All right. I'll be back with your drinks.
Thank you, Leslie. I mean, should we get food? Should we get some fries for the table?
Yeah, whatever.
Sure.
It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can get fries for the table too.
Imagining it's been sort of a long drive, so
Probably.
Yeah, we're probably hungry. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I go? Can I do that really shitty thing where you like chase after your server?
As long as you don't snap at her.
Oh no.
She'll be standing behind the bar at a at
okay.
a computer.
Okay. Leslie, hi. Sorry. Hi. Can we also get some fries?
Absolutely. I got you.
Sweet. Awesome. Hey, so I'm sorry. I know you're on your shift right now. We're like really new here. I know we're like a weird group, but we're just like kind of driving through. We're gonna go camping. I'm from the country, and I just wanted to take some from my coworkers out to see the country.
Natural splendor, yeah.
Yeah, God's country and all that, all its glory. I just wanted to know like where any good places are to get like our firewood. We want to get local stuff.
Well, you got to go about 45 minutes to the Walmart. That is the nearest thing that has anything like that. There might be, I mean, if you go east for about 45 minutes, you hit Veneta. And if you go west for about like 40 minutes, but there's also that one highway thing where there's also traffic, so I would go the other direction.
All right.
But you can, there's a Walmart over there. It's a little ways. Ooh. This is a country, so.
Awesome. Thanks, Leslie. So, like, I know that there's I saw stuff about like military here.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Or like, I'm surprised that like more people haven't stores haven't popped up around it.
I mean, it's not a huge operation. There's a couple hundred people, which is a thing. We definitely do better business here at the diner than we did before they were here. But they're also, I don't know. I don't like them.
You don't like them?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, do they not tip well?
They tip okay.
They tip okay?
Yeah.
Why don't you like them? Should I steer clear? Completely clear?
I would. I don't know. I just don't like them.
Are they? Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Hey, if you want to tell me, I like you, Leslie. You seem real fun. You put up with 3V and their joke about the vodka. That was really funny. I'm sorry. I like to meet new people. But yeah, so yeah, no, I'm sorry you don't like them. You know, like, I don't know if you want to. Yeah, all right.
I'll
good.
bring your fries right out. All right.
Thank you. Sorry.
Cool.
Bye.
I love you, Kat. I hope you know that I personally would not react that way, but a small town waitress would.
For sure.
I don't disagree.
Okay, well, I have fries coming, and she also doesn't like.
I'm sorry, what?
She also doesn't like the people from the base, so.
That's weird for a Texas town.
Military is huge here.
Usually, yeah. Although, true story, when I was stationed in Texas, like me, Katie, not the character, I was asked more than once if there was martial law in Texas now because we had our uniforms on. And I was like, what?
Oh, okay, hold on. I promise we'll get back to the game soon. Where in Texas were you stationed?
Goodfellow Air Force Base.
No shit! That's where I went to tech school! Okay, we'll have this conversation later. Sorry. So, somebody wanders up to the table where Specialist Weisner and y'all are and says, do we have martial law? Is that what's happening right now?
Hi, what's
Claire's
your name?
just gonna put her hands in her face like, oh Jesus.
My name is Jim, and I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to her, and Specialist Weisner says, "No, dude, it's not martial law. The base has been here for a year. Don't act like you don't know what is happening here." And he was like, "Okay," and he just walks away.
Well, that was rude.
Truly.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, that one was not a smart one. So.
I mean, Andrea, what do the civilians seem like cool with you guys, or
do they often accost you in the cafe?
Yeah.
Good question in this case.
I mean, do they accost me in the cafe? Do I feel accosted by that dude? No.
Do you feel
people
annoyed
ask
by that
dumb
dude?
questions, and I don't know, man. Some of the people from the base are just really weird and just say really off the wall, creepy, stupid, weird shit. So
can I get an example?
There were a couple people in the diner, a couple of the scientists. They normally eat at the chow hall, so it was weird to see them at the diner. But they came, and they just stood at the bar, and Leslie asked them if they wanted anything, like multiple times, and they just stood there and stared at the coffee maker. So she poured them some coffee, sat it in front of them, and then they smelled it, and then just fucking left. Like what the fuck? You know, like, what's wrong with you? You know? Like,
That's a little weird.
It's a little weird, right? I'm not crazy.
A little weird, yeah.
Like, it's weird.
Did anybody get coffee?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Maybe we should
Not
see what's
it.
going on there.
Right. Okay.
That sounds pretty weird.
So
do we think it's the
maybe
coffee
nothing.
that caused it, or do you think that the coffee was just involved though? Because
I think
it sounds like
they're suspicious of the coffee and like something was confirmed.
I was thinking more like they were suspicious of the water.
There is water in coffee, as far as I know.
Thomas is gonna go, or were they like, could be the men in black. They don't eat food. They occasionally ask for like salt, I think.
Tommy's onto something.
I'm
like
sugar. Sort of like eyeballing if our waters have arrived, just like, is this tap water?
They haven't.
Can we take a water sample? Does
So
anybody do science
you're
here?
gonna ask me to take a glass of water and one of the coffees into the van and
That's exactly what I was about to do,
about
actually. Yes, I'm assuming you have like a briefcase with like a kit of like testing strips.
Oh, love those.
Definitely.
But should we do it here? I feel like we shouldn't do it out here in the public. Like, I don't feel like people
Lincoln
should.
just said that he was going to go out to the
Yeah, gonna go back to the car.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so Leslie comes and drops off your fries and your drinks. Can I get y'all anything else?
I think that's it. How much do we owe you?
I'll bring you a ticket and you can bring it up to front.
All right.
I don't have it right here. I'll go get it right now.
Okay.
So Lincoln is taking a sample of the water and taking it out to the van. Is that what's happening?
I was also going to take one of the coffee cups if those have been delivered and if one of the folks are willing to let me grab it.
Okay. Go ahead and take your samples, go out to the truck. You have your kit. Let me look at your skills.
While he's doing that, I'm going to ask Andrea if she would be willing to be a character witness for Sarah if something ends up happening with how she might get in trouble for being AWOL.
Yeah, totally. Until her grandma died, she never missed a shift. She was never late once. Her uniform was always squared away. She was fine. Both of us were fine until this happened. So absolutely, I will.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know that it's, you're kind of risking a lot to come out here and talk to us, and we really appreciate it. And I know that, Sarah's lucky to have you.
Yeah, thanks. I'm lucky to have Sarah.
Claire, I fucked up. When I went to go talk to the waitress, I should have asked her that, and I forgot to do that. I just talked to her about random bullshit.
Wait. Ask her about what?
Ask her if she knew anything about Sarah. I just asked her about the town. I just asked her where we could get firewood.
Well, we can ask her if she knows Sarah. Like, hey, we have a friend here. Do you know Sarah? That's okay. She'll come back. We got it.
I can invite her out for a drink.
You want to invite the waitress out for? All right, sure. Why not? Try some games.
She sounded enthusiastic about some vodka.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I love a baddie.
Okay, so she comes back to the table. Leslie comes back to the table with a receipt and drops it on the table and says, "You can just bring it over the counter when you're ready."
Oh, hey, yeah, real quick. Is there anywhere to grab a drink around here that you like to go?
One bar. I'm sorry, what?
I
would like to go.
What? Yeah, like why not, right?
Claire is like holding up a menu to stop showing that she's laughing.
With you?
Is that so ridiculous?
No. Okay.
Yeah, what's the name of the place?
Scooters.
Scooters, okay. We'll say 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, drinks on me.
Okay.
Bring your party on.
Okay. Yeah. And she just walks off.
Thomas is just staring in like not open-mouthed horror, but just fascination, because like there's this moment where he's like, have I just forgotten how people work? I think it's me. It's probably a me problem. And I'm just gonna go back to my phone.
So
listen, you dealt with the pandemic, sweetie. It is a little bit weird, huh?
Yeah, but I did find this cool video, and then I'm just gonna like slide her the phone.
To
Claire.
I got it.
Oh, okay. Is this the video about the teenagers with the melted the melted animals? Okay. I'm gonna write some notes off to the side, like on a napkin about it.
I'm sure I'm often like, hey, check this out. Like, this is really cool. And I'm like, no, this was actually important. It's not just a Fortnite recap. It's fine.
Okay, fine. So instead of like rolling my eyes, I actually look at it and I'll start making notes.
Yes. And I'm just double checking, like, have they gotten back to me? Probably not. It's been like
not quite yet.
20 minutes. Yeah.
It hasn't even been that long. So.
I'm definitely obsessively checking about every 2 to 3 minutes, though.
Okay.
That's just normal.
So because it's like we literally just got coffee, water, and then fries. I'm assuming it's like really inexpensive. I'm gonna tip 100% because it's like what, like $10. So I'll leave like $20.
Okay.
The waitress is gonna think that we're a polycule and trying to like draw her in.
Probably after the fucked up way I tried to talk to her. Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking we're referring to everybody as, oh, my friend.
Right.
Shoot your shot, Lily.
I tried.
It's always a second chance.
All right. Do you guys mind if we take a quick bathroom break? Would that be cool with y'all?
Not at all.
All right,
cool with me.
Viewers, thank you for being here. We are going to go to the bathroom and we will be back.
Hopefully muted.
Starting soon. Yeah, I'm going to mute you here in just a second. And muting me and muting y'all. So you can talk now and they won't hear you. Oops, I changed it to the wrong starting soon. There we go. unmute y'all. Da-da-da-da! We're back, and we're still sitting at the table with, uh-oh, something just happened.
Share!
Oh, no!
Hey, Share! I need to talk to you. You need to do something about
Last time on Call of Cthulhu.
Oh my god, that was
having
fabulous.
flashbacks.
We now return to your game in progress.
Perfect. Still sitting at the table. And something we discovered while we were on break that Baron did not realize is that the waitress was like 50. So moving on back to Lincoln, you were about to say something. Go ahead.
I still ship it.
Look, if they're doing it, it's not as like groomy, you know. It's not really, you know, if they're the one initiating.
True. Go ahead, Lincoln.
I don't know.
So while the rest of the characters are at the table, mine is in the van, and I presume doing a chemistry roll.
Yes.
Okay, so that's percentage.
Rolling low, yes. Now I have to bring up my notes because there are like a million notes on what testing you do, because I can't let it be pretend testing. I have to look up real testing. So how'd you roll?
I got 59.
Which is not bad, not bad. So you can there are a couple of tests that you do in your kit. All of the tests, you don't do just one test. You do a couple of them because you got to get a consistent result before you decide that it's correct. All of them come back inconclusive, like all over the place, except for one, which is dissolved oxygen, which is extremely low, which is very strange.
What kind of oxygen was that?
Dissolved oxygen.
Dissolved. Okay. To my knowledge, is that
out of the ordinary? Definitely out of the ordinary.
Okay, but like in a concerning way, or just kind of that's weird?
Not in a concerning way, like not like it's going to hurt you or anything like that. However, if it was water that was tested from a stream or a river in this area or something in the then that would mean that there would not be oxygen enough for there to be sea life, like fish or algae or anything like that, because there's not enough oxygen in the water to feed them.
I'm having some connection issues. This is the first time, so I...
That's okay. How far, do you want me to repeat that whole thing? I can.
You were saying that if this was like from a stream or something, that would mean there was not enough oxygen, and that's...
For any kind of life to be in the water. There would not be fish in the water. There would not be plant life in the water. There's just not enough oxygen.
Okay. So probably file that for if we come across naturally occurring water source. And the rest you say were like inconclusive.
Yeah, all over the place. Very difficult to discern.
All right, probably spend a couple minutes trying to like going back and forth over what that could mean, and then finally give up and come back. I'm assuming notice the smell from the car, and probably fail to resist temptation to go and have a peek. So
USA
no
for you as well.
I didn't warn them.
Yeah.
I thought you did tell us. I thought he did tell us what it was.
Yeah, but I'm imagining my character is still like
a little
curious.
more skeptical.
A scientist.
Linus is off to see the elephant.
Yeah. So, so that's another percentage.
Yes.
Is it? Okay.
Good luck.
45.
Us.
Okay, not bad. You're definitely, I mean, it's fucking gross. So I'm not going to make it be any worse than that, though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And you don't see anything more than what Charles saw. It's not like you noticed any new things or anything like that.
All right.
Maybe the teenager wasn't lying. Okay.
Hooray.
Hold on a second.
Okay, and so Beth.
Go ahead. Okay. So as you are looking into the bed, what is happening to my hair? As you are looking into the bed of the truck, Earl is walking out, the man who was driving the truck is walking out of the sheriff's building. The sheriff is walking right behind him, and he starts to yell at you, "What the hell are you doing touching my truck?"
I'm very sorry, sir. I was not touching your truck, but I was attempting to get a look at whatever is causing this absolutely pungent vapor.
Well, I know what it is. You may not have touched my truck, but you touched my tarp. So how about you step away from my belongings and go the fuck away?
My sincerest apologies. I happen to be.
Can we see this happening?
Can we hear this?
Sure.
Okay.
I happen to be a chemist, and I am very, very concerned about anything that would give off this sort of a stench. I apologize for touching your property, but it seems that something very bad has happened here. I would like to learn more about it.
Do I need to repeat myself?
I mean, I'm presuming my character has already like stepped away. Like, he must be still holding on to the like coffee and the water. So like, definitely not.
Just like standing there, like,
like,
yeah.
You can like sidestep it away, like real cautiously.
Yeah, just, what more do
and
you want
Earl
me to
just
do?
ignores you, gets in his truck, and drives away.
Oh, what a jerk.
That went as well as to be expected.
Yeah.
Get a real job, I yell when he's like way too far away to hear.
What does that mean? Wait,
ranchers
what?
are real jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, who was the sheriff? Where's the sheriff?
Oh, no, that's not the sheriff.
I mean, he
No.
heard you yell that. The sheriff was there and heard you yell that and was like,
Beans.
Sheriff, can you shed any light on what the hell is up with whatever that is?
I don't know. I know that Earl's a dick. Sorry about that. But it is what it is, you know?
I've dealt with worse in the EPA.
Okay, cool. What's that?
Environmental Protection Agency.
Cool. Sounds
No, with
important.
the EPA. Never mind.
Side note to, I guess, everybody except for Linus, because he's already out there talking. Do we really want the town to know that we're like, do we want to go undercover?
I'm definitely like quietly composing my goodbye tweet in case we get gunned down to the small Texas town.
I will tell you this, at least, Kat. Every person in the town knows that you are not from this town. Clearly.
Right.
You are not one of the military people, and they are curious.
Already onto us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely already tried to like plant a little bit of a seed of like, oh, we're here. I'm taking them camping.
I still can't imagine this town has a very robust tourism industry. Like, I have a feeling this is like the first time this has kind of happened in a long time where like a lot of people come through to see it. Beyond like
Yeah.
And if you've ever driven Texas and like the open parts of Texas where the like town is a gas station and like a post office and there's nothing else for miles, that's kind of the picture I'm getting, like where it's a little bit more than that, but less than an actual town.
I've spent an afternoon in a town identical to this when I was a teenager, and it was interesting. Which part of Texas are we in? Like
South
sort of
Texas,
south?
like the
South.
valley.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's hot as balls here. Got it.
Yeah, super hot.
Well, then Lily's
not right
like,
now, but it does in the summertime. Sorry, go ahead, Kat.
I mean, she's not like. I mean, Texas is enormous, but like, she's not like from. It's not far from here where she lives or where she grew up. Then,
correct.
I mean, it's like probably like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, at most.
Yeah. So like,
okay,
you know,
I believe it.
Which is still, it's big, so she's probably never heard of this place before.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I feel like I could be like, we're gonna go camping and I wanted to show my friends good stars gazing. We like stars. What do you know?
The stars at night are big and bright.
But you know, we have a scientist with us. Maybe he really is into stars. You know, so that it makes sense. I would buy it, I guess. Okay. Poor Andrea is like, these people are so freaking weird.
I know.
For real.
I thought we were being pretty inconspicuous, except for like case of mistaken identity, whatever.
I am probably in like a brightly colored anime themed hoodie.
Yeah, but you're also like clearly a teenager with a bunch of adults. It's
like
true.
No forward planning. Like, no, I'm in my bright hoodie and I've got my big headphones on when I'm not being directly addressed by name.
So remind me what that original message said there, Charles, that you sent to this TikTok person.
I didn't write that part down, but basically,
did I, but you can make it up now.
Yes, it was something to the effect of like, I guess the specificity of the melting animals part. Like, I didn't think that meteors did that. So, like, what was your inspiration?
Add an LOL in there.
Yes, lol, and a smiley face, so they know I'm not mad. No periods.
Just don't be. I didn't raise you to be a dweeb. Don't be a dweeb.
I'll delete the smiley face. Leave it at the LOL.
Yeah, just leave the LOL.
You're gonna get a comment back right now that says, you'll just get a comment back that says, I've seen it for real.
I don't know how much of a sense of survival Thomas has, so he's gonna be like, that's dope as hell. I'm actually how much information to give? I'm gonna like fully write this out. Hypothetically, if I were in town for unrelated reasons, could you show me this?
For unrelated reasons, sketchy as all hell.
And then in parentheses, I'm here with my mom and some of her work friends. LOL.
You're in
no cap.
You're in a
No
spacio with my mom and her work friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, plausible deniability. I take it. I've taught you well, kiddo.
You're just gonna get a comment back that says, "Nuh-uh."
Ooh, selfie in front of the cafe.
Oh, that's true.
Wait, no. No.
I've literally got like I'm lunging out of the booth with the phone, and then I assume Mom just slaps like, no, stop it, hold on.
Yeah, like no. We're not. Find another way to prove it.
The 3D covers their face. No face, no case.
No face, no case. I don't think that's quite how it works. It would be a nice challenge in court, though.
I'll just say I'll name the diner and give the name of our waitress, be like, so and so gave us fries, water, and coffee.
Okay, fine. I'll take it, I guess.
You're gonna get a comment back that says cream.
IYK. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna get a comment back that says creepy much? ?
I'm gonna deflate a little bit and just say, mostly enthusiastic about the art of filmmaking.
Oh.
It's too wholesome.
It's so
Sad face.
wholesome. And they're
Sad face.
teenagers, so it's perfect. Oh my god.
No, I know. I guess it's because I went to a film high school, and all of the people who were enthusiastic about filmmaking were all like, I really like Quentin Tarantino. He's like my favorite director.
Have you seen Citizen Kane?
Look,
you're really deep.
You're
real deep.
All gas, no brakes.
Okay, so you're going to get what do you call it? A blushy face emoji back, and then you're going to start exactly that conversation that Kat was just talking about.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to go on for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if some people really got the symbolism in the Joker.
How you counter it, though, is you say, oh, no, I'm not really into Quentin Tarantino. Who I really like is Wes Anderson. And then people will be like, oh, okay, yes, you are deep now.
Oh, no, I'm going to probably just drop something about Akira Kurosawa just as this was it's what I think is my mic drop, but it probably isn't.
It's a mic drop for someone who's 16. That's fair.
Yeah. We've got a Hulu Plus subscription, and
right.
I caught one of the Criterion films of his, and I'm like, no, this is the real shit.
Yo, Jimbo, I mean, come on.
I don't know film stuff, sorry.
Oh.
I am actually a Kurosawa nerd, so write what you know is basically what I'm doing with here.
I love
exactly
it.
why it's set in the valley.
All right, yeah. So I'm glad this commenting is going well.
I am deeply invested in this conversation and paying no attention to what's happening at the table.
Okay,
perfect.
I imagine my character has tried conversing with the sheriff for a couple more minutes and gotten absolutely nothing.
The sheriff might be the sheriff is not Earl for sure. If you want to converse with the sheriff, go ahead.
Well, I mean, I was starting to do that a little bit ago, and it didn't sound like he had anything. I was asking him about the livestock that has been.
Oh yeah, it's always something with Earl. If he's always upset about somebody taking something that's his or claiming something that ain't his but whatever that was, it did not look good. And I don't know what caused it for sure.
I'm curious to know, what's the water situation in this town like? I mean,
you mean where do we get our water?
Yeah.
I mean, most of us are on well water. There's an aquifer about 30 miles away.
And how would you describe the water quality around here? Is it pretty good?
I mean, it's all right. There's some days that it comes out smelling kind of sulfury. It depends on where you are out here. But mostly it's fine. It ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Do you have any streams or lakes or the like?
Yeah, we got the creek that goes into the river, out in the country.
Where is that?
Well, it's on private land, for the most part. It's not big enough that you could, get in a canoe and go down it,
Oh, no. I just like to visit bodies of water. You say it's all on private property?
Yeah, it just all flows through private property. So you would have to visit one of the ranches around here, I guess.
Mr. Sheriff, sir, you seem like a pretty competent person. Would
Thank
you
you.
say that any of
I'm
Earl's
assuming you
complaints are
think-
valid?
Any of Earl's complaints are valid?
Mm-hmm. Do you think that anything's actually happened, or he's just a troublemaker?
That anybody actually trespassed on his land? Probably not. Nobody's fucking stupid enough to try that because they know how many guns he has. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, that's very insightful. Thank you.
I do what I can.
I have a question. I'm from this
Yeah.
city, and we always hear these rumors about places that are much more rural and how there's always something weird that happens. What's the weirdest thing that happened in this town? The event, you know what I mean? Every town has an event.
Not much really happens around here. It's a very small town. We got some drug addicts who do some stupid shit sometimes,
Well, the city has that too.
Roy definitely blew up his truck, like full on explosion blew up his truck.
I am
That
not
was
paying
pretty
attention.
interesting.
Well, that's just a
So I guess
Saturday night.
I convinced the sheriff to come in to the cafe with me.
I don't know. I just started answering when characters started talking to him.
Maybe said that they saw what was going down, and so they were definitely out there because they shouted, "Get a real job!"
Right? Yeah. So I thought that might be it, but now Claire is talking.
I think.
I guess maybe we like he followed you in or something. That's what I would assume now.
I think that I'm like standing over Tommy's phone, still waiting to pay, and I'm like, "No, don't say that. Say this. Say this. Say this." And then the rest of y'all are outside. I'm like, "No. Take that.
All right,
out.
that's
Take
fair.
that one out."
But how do they know that I'm laughing if I don't say LOL?
I know you didn't say the LOL, but don't put the crying face, okay? Because I understand that it makes you feel like you're being more like relatable, but like it just makes you look sad.
But I was sad.
Okay, but they don't need to know that.
I'll just delete. Send the message without the sad face.
Okay. Good choice. Good choice.
And then we can go outside.
Yeah, then Thomas hears the word explosion. Okay.
There's not a lot of weird shit happens here. There's definitely people who say they've like seen shit or whatever, but people are crazy.
Sheriff, can I ask you, did you know did you hear about what happened to Miss Amelia?
Yeah, it's Amalia.
Amalia?
It's real sad. She's lived here a long time.
I heard that she's kind of like maybe like a pillar of the community a little bit.
Well, she was real nice. My kids called her grandma.
Really? That's so. I heard from her granddaughter. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I heard from her that one minute she's like spry and moving, kicking up dust. And then,
Yeah. I mean, it was a slow decline, over the past year, maybe less, But I mean, that happens to people, right?
Yeah. Guess we all age, yeah.
Yeah.
And when was that base? When did that base pop up?
Oh, a little over a year ago.
I guess it was nice. It was, lucky then for Sarah that the base did pop up there when it did. Because
yeah, it was.
She got to come out here.
Yeah, she definitely got to come and stay with her grandma, which was real good of her.
Speaking of Sarah, did you know her at all?
I knew her all right. She was around.
Yeah.
I mean, she's been coming here for a long time since she was a kid.
Yeah, I figured. And you're probably from like around here. Like, how long have you been sheriff?
Just for a year. Just
oh,
for a year.
congratulations!
Thank you.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Newly elected. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
It's not hard. There wasn't anybody else who wanted this job. So.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got you. Well, yeah. I mean, like, we came out to kind of be here with Sarah during this really hard time, and
y'all know Sarah then, huh?
I mean, like we've like worked in like so, she's in government. I've served previously.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your service.
Oh, well, yes.
Claire looks up from the phone that she was writing notes in and rolls her eyes. Then goes back. Like a real, like an obnoxious one too.
Yes, you're welcome. I shake his hand, but it's an awkward one. You're welcome. Yeah, not we came out here, but I like heard through the grapevine about her grandma, and I just we wanted to come out and like be there.
Well, that's real nice of you, but we hadn't seen her, so I don't really know where you're gonna find her.
Yeah, I mean, you said she kind of came here a bunch, and you grew up here. Is there a place that like maybe like the kids like to go that maybe would bring like maybe she's hiding out somewhere because she's just. I mean, when you lose somebody like that, maybe
there's a place she liked to camp that you'd know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she wanted to turn her phone off and unplug for a little bit before all the funeral stuff starts.
I mean, there ain't much camping around here, and most of the ranches are,
private.
Yeah, it's not like they have. She knows most of the people around here, but I can't think of any place she would go other than her grandma's house, but she's not there. But I don't know.
Where, like, if we wanted to go pay our respects, I know grandma's over in the funeral home right now, but like, where did her grandma live?
He'll give you an address, and he doesn't give you an address. He'll just probably give you directions. But it's definitely in the direction of the base. Like you would get to grandma's house on the way to the base.
Okay. Is there anybody like taking care of the property now that?
Not that I know of. It was just Sarah and her grandma there. So
like Sarah was like taking care of the house while grandma got sick. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of work serving on the base and taking care.
She was
probably better than living in the barracks, though.
Yeah.
She was a good kid.
So you did like her then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. She was really, really nice, really fun to serve with, for sure. Always had a good smile on her face. Good jokes.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so like, yeah. I already said that we're friends with her. I don't know what to do now. I'm like doing one of these. I want to ask him to be a character witness, but also like, we told her we were friends.
Claire's gonna whisper, "Let's not ask him. We don't need the sheriff to know that she's in trouble."
Okay.
Crazy thought. Maybe you already thought of this. But if she was staying with her grandma, did anybody do a wellness check?
At her house? No.
Yeah.
No. What's a wellness check?
Oh Jesus.
Okay.
Oh,
Claire lets that slip out.
It's
I know
just
Denver
it's a
PD
city
sucks,
thing.
but damn.
He just kind of looks around and then just like bows his head.
It's like, well, thank you for the directions.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Maybe I'll go over to Andrea and be like, hey, we can give you a ride back to base, and then
I have a car.
Unless you want to come with us to what?
I have a car.
Okay.
I can drive back to base.
Okay,
it's cool.
Never mind.
Keep up the good work.
Hey, hey, y'all, maybe we should go check the house. I mean, maybe it's too obvious, but I feel like no one did that.
I want to make sure that Andrea has a way to contact us.
Good idea. Yeah.
Just in case some shit goes down. Do we have burner phones we can give her?
No.
No, we don't have.
No.
Okay.
That's gonna be more suspicious.
You work for a whistleblower thing, but you ain't spies.
All right. I mean, we both used to be in intelligence.
So this bag full of phones isn't good for anything?
Those are bricked.
Oh, we didn't say that.
Those are bricked.
I mean, hold on to those.
They're bricked. Right. They don't work anymore.
They're just old track phones.
Really close.
Yeah. We can play Snake on them.
Oh hell yeah! They're like old Nokias that cannot connect to any to anything.
These things
anymore.
will go through a window. I'm not telling you from experience, but I've heard. Put it back.
I have some clients that will tell you that is 100% true, without breaking them.
Wow, that's pretty dope.
Forever.
Yeah, y'all want to do a wellness check?
Yeah, let's go to Grandma's house.
I'll play Snake along the way.
Okay, so y'all are gonna pack up, get into the rental car, and start driving to Grandma's. That is where I am going to end session 1 for now. I think that is a very good stopping point. I think y'all found out a lot today. I'm not sure if I know where to go with you, but I'm going to follow you wherever you go and be characters. That's all I know.
We got scooters in the evening. We got a wellness check. We got Earl's
we got places
Ranch.
to go already.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
We got to go to the funeral home. We still haven't made it to the base.
Yep. So
lots of possibilities. We might have difficulty getting on base.
The creek that the ranch that has the private creek.
Yep.
The well that they get their water from.
Mm-hmm. There's some. I'm seeing some suspicious timelines. Maybe I have a conspiratorial mind, or maybe Claire has a conspiratorial mind. But I'm seeing some patterns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird how like time lines up and things happen and then other things happen. They might be related.
Oh,
they might be
thinking.
I feel like this is definitely a conversation that we like have in the car on the drive over.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, probably. I just assume like every time conversations happen, and then Thomas will like look up and then just open a new tab on his phone and just start Googling stuff, like because if the county has a sheriff's department, it usually also would have like previous sheriffs and stuff like that, or at least historical information that might be handy too.
True.
Yeah. Even going like Internet Archive, seeing like previous versions of the website to see previous sheriffs.
Yeah.
Internet Wayback Machine.
Wayback Machine. I think we're gonna get all of this next time in our car ride over.
Yeah. So I created Earl just to be the white supremacist gun nut that I feel like is in every small town in Texas.
Yeah.
He was never going to talk to you.
He's never going to play a part in the story other than to be that guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Exactly.
That's fair.
But I think this was a good start. Y'all did great.
Yeah.
I have.
Do you have big brain
high
thoughts?
Hopes for?
Oh, okay.
I have. Well, no, never. No, I'm getting like environmental poisoning vibes. So.
Yes.
Which is, I think, the theme.
Does anybody know any real world examples of that?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Flint.
What's the name of the base in Hawaii?
Red something, right? Hold on.
Hill?
It's a Navy base, right?
Yes. I should have had this information already pulled up.
Red Hill Bulk.
Yes,
Red Hill.
Yeah.
There you go. They have.
I was like, I knew it was red something.
They have underground storage for fuel for different things. And they have been trying to get them out and get them to drain the fucking things forever. They did get a commitment from the base to do it within a certain number of years, but we ain't seen shit.
A likely story.
You know?
Camp Lejeune was supposed to be cleaned up already too. So
yeah, exactly. And now, do you guys see the commercials for Are you stationed at Camp Lejeune? There is a class action lawsuit. Come be a part of it.
I am just
I'm waiting
outside.
for those notices to come out from Monterey, Fort Meade, because buildings were declared or condemned because of the asbestos.
Yep.
Yeah.
They say just don't put anything on the walls, don't touch anything. But it's
Oh,
fine.
sure.
You live
Don't
here now.
breathe while you're in there. Don't breathe while you're in there.
Don't
Not recommended.
They said the same thing when we complained about like mold in the barracks. They're like, yeah, just don't breathe a lot. We're like, excuse me.
Cool.
Like, I know you're joking, but like, what?
It's more afraid of you than you are.
Oh man. No, that totally tracks though. I'm just outside of the years that they have for Camp Lejeune, and I'm waiting for that to like change in the next couple of years. Like, oh, by the way, I guess if you were here after, what is it, like 2009 or something like that, then yeah, fine. Or I don't know. I
have
hey,
cases.
We did a whoopsie.
Oops.
Cool, right?
Yeah,
cool?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not great. There is an active lawsuit, I think, right, for
Red Hill
over the Red Hill water contamination.
I don't know.
I hope so.
Yeah, I believe so. The lawsuit over Hawaii's Red Hill water contamination crisis has drawn in more than 100 new plaintiffs, and that's as of
So
November
would
22,
that be locals
2022.
or like military folks who were stationed there?
I'm hoping locals, but
I think it was locals.
Yeah, it does say.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Yeah.
It says including civilians, which, I could assume that at least some of them are locals, not just civilians who happen to be near base. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
wow.
like family and stuff.
Yeah, and this isn't just that they're storing it there. There was a series of failures resulting in leaks.
Yeah,
that happens
That's crazy.
all the time.
20,000 gallons?
20,000 gallons.
Christ!
Have y'all seen the videos of the water? It's got like that sheen to it.
That's so fucked.
Disgusting.
The once healthy adults and children have been treated and hospitalized for seizures, gastrointestinal disorders, neurological issues, vestibular dysfunction, brain injury, impaired hearing, renal complications, skin tumors. Okay, it's a very long list. It's a whole lot of shit that people have had because as a result of this getting leaked into well water.
That's crazy.
Yeah, not great. Military bases being on like sensitive land has not usually gone well for the populations who live there.
Yeah.
I mean, any even the like any organization that deals with any type of chemicals. I mean, like it was like the DuPont. The DuPont thing
not
that
just
happened. Yeah,
not just
and,
military
like,
for sure. Like corporations too. You're right.
Yeah, and like I know it's been a billion years, but like the Exxon Mobil spill in Alaska, and if you followed it all the way through, the money that they got to clean up, like it was promised like a huge sum at first, and then when it finally ended up all the way through the court, it was so small, and like the local fishermen who were like affected by it ended up getting like hundreds of dollars, and that was it. And like it wasn't dealt with well. They chose to use a cleanup solution that was not really tested well, and it didn't treat the environment in the way it should have been treated. So
cool.
In terms of the like financial settlement, there's like a cap to the amount of damages that corporations can legally be required to pay.
I'm clinical psycho.
For
Sorry.
Criminal negligence, shall we say?
Yeah.
That seems not fair.
Yeah.
That seems like not great. The U.S. isn't a country. We're like 5 corporations in a trench coat.
Yeah. In a trench coat.
Trench coat, I love that.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Yeah, and all those waivers that you sign when you join the military, like, you can't really sue for a whole lot of things. You can still sue for some things. You can still try, but like you can't sue for a lot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of that too, because like I'm not trying to prioritize the military members there over the native populations. That's obviously not really but that's not what I want to do here.
Yeah.
But it is also a consideration. Like you have people who probably didn't choose to be stationed there. Most likely didn't really choose any of it. Who are now also, along with the native population, who have been displaced as a result of the base, now have the double whammy, and you also have a whole bunch of veterans who are now going to have a multitude of health problems that the VA has to pay for. Like are they thinking this through? Even through their own framework, it doesn't even seem to make sense to do these things, because it has negative effects under its own thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that goes back to like the predatory recruitment strategies that Gamers for Peace is working against right now, that like they are using these like Call of Duty and like all of these like different don't get me wrong, I will play a good first person shooter game. Like
we
I
are
will.
Not
like
against
I'll play
those games.
Yeah.
We are
like I'll play a good
used to recruit people into the military.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's not cool when you take a game that is supposed to be for fun and use it to try and indoctrinate people into imperialism. And that's I think that's a major issue. And I mean, it's good to have a group that's working against it.
Well, thank you for coming and playing with us, Kat. This has been really great. It's really been nice having these two new players, Charles and Kat. It's been really nice having y'all. So thank y'all so much for coming to play with us and being cool.
Inviting me.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Did I annoy you much as a keeper? It's okay to say
No, not at all. No, that's the moment where I was like, I'm going to look in the truck. You're like, roll sanity. Oh, the ride begins.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. The first Cthulhu game I ever played was like that, where Rep was the keeper. And it was like we hit an animal and somebody looks under. He was like, roll sanity. We're like, oh, shit.
Oh, wait. I think was that the one that we were both on? I think I remember that.
I think
Didn't we run into some
goats? It was me and you and Ollie.
Yeah. I think we saw some goats that were like cursed or something.
Yeah, they were cursed goats that were like eating each other.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was real gross. It was like the first thing that happened in the game.
Yeah, I learned my lesson about looking.
Keep your eyes closed. Do not look at anything.
For Kat and Charles, that was our last campaign.
Yeah.
Where Baron looked and lost it was 6 points
Over
of sanity, and you had 8 total. So
yeah, that's pretty rough.
Holy moly.
They were holed up in the hotel room for a little bit.
Recovery.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Middle half of the middle third of the campaign.
Yeah.
Down for that count.
True.
Yeah.
Poor Jimothy.
Oh my god. I want to play as many games with you as possible so that we can have as many forms of that name as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a spreadsheet.
It's so I love that like you came in with just a name that was just off the wall, because I was having this conversation with my partner before we played when I was trying to come up with a name for my character, and I DM'd for him for like his first time, and he was like, I just love making random crazy character names, and he made a paladin called Will Be Smiting You Son.
It's nominative determinism.
So fun.
I love it.
I do. That's really great. I do love that. I'm a big fan.
So
good. It's good.
What else? So do you feel like we got into our themes tonight very far?
I think we got a taste. I think we got a taste of it.
Okay.
We don't have enough information to really say, but we're getting the vibes. Cool. Water sovereignty and like poisoning,
And where were y'all headed?
Suspicious timelines.
We're going to the we're going to grandmother's house.
Yes.
Over
so that's
the river
what I
and through the
know
woods.
of where you'll start next time. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're going to Grandma's house.
Like Red Riding Hood.
Yes.
Yes.
How can
I know I can't think of that song.
3V is wearing a red cloak.
Oh yeah, 3V.
Crimson.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's very warm right now.
It's thin.
Oh, okay.
It's nice and airy.
Thomas
Yeah,
probably
it's-
gave it a
it's
appreciable nod and
sensible.
said something like, "The drip is eternal."
Hell yeah.
I just do a little.
I love it.
Y'all so silly.
Sick.
Well,
Incredible.
all right. I feel like we had a good first session.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We've got a good place to start next time. Our next session will be 2 weeks from today. Today is the 8th, and 8 plus 14.
22nd.
Say it again.
22.
Thank you. Yes, I can math. Our next session will be at the exact same time, same Twitch channel. We will be here on the Gamers for Peace Twitch channel. And this whole group will be back in 2 weeks to do our second session. You should join our Discord server. I am going to get you a link, and I'm going to do it fast. I'm so fast because
you are so fast. You're going so fast.
Doesn't work
Boom, boom,
anymore in
boom. We're going.
but I got it on there. Oh,
Same
no,
bat
that
time,
link
same
no
bat
longer
channel.
works.
That link no longer works.
Don't look at
I'm
that
so
one.
sorry.
I
Don't
have to copy
it's
it. Ignore
not that one.
link.
That was a
and I
practice.
got you a
That was
Yeah,
a
that
practice
was-
one.
For real this
Wanted to
time.
make sure Control V worked. It does.
You're right. It does.
God
Thank
damn it.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I can't paste. Control
Oh, no.
C works.
What
But
about a
Control
right
V
click?
doesn't?
Paste.
No, it's driving me nuts. Well,
so weird.
Go to veteransforpeace.org, click on our work, and then Gamers for Peace if you want to know more about us. Join our Discord server. Come play some games with us. We just build community through games, and that's what we do. Does
Try to
anybody
tell
else-
people the truth about the military.
Fuck yeah.
Not the lies that your recruiter will tell you.
Exactly.
And don't organize with libertarians.
No. That's the important takeaway.
It really is. It really
Not the American
is.
style libertarian anyway. Like the other
right.
kind are fine.
I was
Yeah.
ready to end the broadcast, but since you brought it up, there is
Story
an
time.
event happening right now. It's in a couple of weeks, in like the 19th,
The 19th.
I think, in DC, called Rage Against the War Machine. First of all, my boss is friends with Tom Morello and asked Tom about it and said, did you know anything about this? And he said, I sure didn't know anything. Nobody told us they were gonna call it that. And we had somebody randomly come into the Discord server the other night to invite us to it. I had also been invited to it by a couple of other people in Veterans for Peace. And at first I was like, fuck yeah, somebody told me about that. I need to go to this. This is going to be great. Because the truth is, they had fabulous branding and it's a really cool name. And they were counting on nobody looking any further than that. But one of their speakers was convicted of sex crimes with minors. One of them has done anti-vax rallies.
Yeah, and that's just the one that was convicted.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. That's also. Yep.
And
That's all I'll say about that.
It's run by
Yep.
the Liberation Party and the People's Party, which I've never actually heard of. They mention the deep state in their demands. It's
It's not great, man. It's at least not
Bad
in my
luck.
opinion.
Yeah. So the idea that I would turn down something called Rage Against the War Machine.
I mean,
It's
that would
not
take a
something
lot
I-
for Jules to turn that down.
It's not something
Yeah.
I
A
ever
lot.
expected to happen. So
And there was a lot.
there was a lot.
There was.
All right.
Yeah.
So I will stop talking shit. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Thank y'all
Thank
to my
you.
players. Stick around for just a couple seconds after the broadcast. But if anybody has any last words, now's the time to say them.
Thanks, Jules. Fuck war.
Thank you, Jules.
Fuck war.
Drink water.
Be gay,
Drink
do
water.
crime. Bye.
Yes.